Hello everyone and welcome to this week's healing session. Today I bring you a video all about healing chronic pain. So if you're someone that suffers from that, welcome. I hope this video brings you as much relief as possible. We're not only working today on helping you feel more relaxed and disconnected from the pain, but we're also going to be improving a little bit of your usual health, but also I think like DNA wise we're gonna shift some things here that your body doesn't even trigger chronic pain anymore from now on, or at least for the next couple of weeks, less and less. Obviously the more you watch this video, the stronger the effects are going to be and more intense and quicker. Just so you know, I'm not promising that on the first watch you're gonna feel like it's gone, it's completely, you don't have to deal with it. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately, but just a little disclaimer there. But if you do want to improve your health, on the other hand, and want to work a little bit more deeper on that subject or any subject in general, I do offer one-on-one Reiki sessions, and for my people that prefer more guidance, I do offer tarot readings as well. On my stand store I provide different products. I have a guided meditation for healing your mind and body, which is also something you could be using if you don't want to do a one-on-one session. Or I also have a Shadowwork ebook for you to work through your different emotions and emotional wounds that you're currently carrying. If you want to see more exclusive content, I offer that on my Patreon and my YouTube membership. I have more Reiki sessions, collective pick card readings, as well as monthly Shadowwork prompts, where every month we have a different theme that we're working on. A little bit of a smoke cleansing first. You guys are gonna see this candle for quite a while because it is set to last 40 hours, and I'm trying my best to burn through this, but it's gonna be here for a couple of months. Using a jasmine incense. I want you to take a few deep breaths and then allow yourself to fully relax as much as naturally possible. Out a little bit with the regulator, but I want you to kind of like get used to and adapt to that feeling of your body just constantly being relaxed, not feeling like you're tensing up because of the chronic pain or the discomfort that you might be feeling. From now on, it's mostly going to be a thing from the past. And one thing I want to give you advice real quick about this session is whatever you focus on amplifies, right? So instead of focusing on the pain, the more you notice the pain lessening, I want you to focus on it lessening, because that's going to be amplifying then, and your body is going to be paying attention to where your thoughts go. So the more you focus on how much it's lessening, how the, I don't know how chronic pain works for every single one of you, but I imagine that if you have specific periods of time where there's no pain and you notice that those periods of times get longer and longer, I want you to focus on that, because with that you're prolonging the state of just pain-free being, and that's going to be amplifying, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and all that. When I was working on removing my tinnitus, I actually paid attention to the time in between each noise, how much bigger it got, and because I paid attention to that, I noticed actually a difference. With this amethyst, we're gonna help you with the full body relaxation, but also here invoking a disconnect with the pain. So basically not numbing per se, but definitely making sure that the body doesn't even register it right now, so that way you can fully relax, surrender, and open yourself up even more to the healing. Whereas if you have the pain constantly present, you're more likely to focus on the pain and then feel like nothing is improving, especially if it's been weighing heavily on your mind and making you spiral. It's much easier then to focus on the negative circumstances than the positive ones. And this allows you to just be like, oh, this is what it feels like not having to experience this anymore. So you kind of like get a feeling of what the future version of you holds, and it's easier for you to shift your focus and perspective on the healthy version of yourself. But also, I want to encourage you, as I said before, focus on the improvement, and if possible, every single day remind yourself that you're free of chronic pain. You don't experience it anymore. Self-talk is very important. The body is constantly listening to you. The amethyst will also make you quite sleepy, so then after this session you can just fall asleep with much more ease. With the selenite, now with its point, I'm just grabbing that chronic pain and removing that, as well as removing the root cause that caused this. Maybe you've been born with it, maybe some people it got triggered later in life, whatever it is, and made it happen, genetics, stress. We're gonna remove all of that and create a clean base where the body doesn't even remember this anymore. you have pain in specific areas, you can shift your attention there and guide a little bit Reiki in that way. But instead of focusing on, let's say, the pain, I want you still to keep in mind the improvement of your body. So let's say you have quite a lot of pain in your legs for whatever reason, and you shift your attention to the legs. You can imagine how much stronger your muscles are getting, how much they're improving. If you experience specific things, maybe muscle spasms or something like that, how they're just slowly getting less and less. Always think in the favor that you want things to be in. Now I want to brush through your body and basically adapt it to the circumstance of being free from pain. Also making sure that it stays pain-free so that you never have I think they're also called flare-ups when you have chronic pain. So it doesn't just all of a sudden come back or gets triggered in some way. So that way you don't feel anxious about, oh my god, what if it comes back? And right now I'm so used to not feeling this. I definitely remember when I got my level 2 diploma for Reiki, I actually got a ear infection, and it started off right an hour after getting my diploma, and I was like oh no. And when I had my tinnitus, it got triggered because of the ear infection that I had. And I had that beeping again in my ear, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna go through that again. And thank God I already knew much more about energy healing. So I took my clear quartz, put the healing symbol on it, laid it on top of my ear, and laid on my side for I think 10 or 15 minutes and let it do its job, and boom, ear infection gone. So, you know, but I had that initial fear grip me again, because I was like, I cannot go through that again, because it mentally messed me up those few months, because it's kind of like constant torture. So I kind of know a little bit how you guys might be feeling right now, and I kind of want to make sure that you don't have to go through that fear in that moment where you notice the pain flare up again, or something similar where you start to spiral and maybe then start to gaslight yourself into thinking it's back. And because your body listens constantly to what you're telling it, if you're saying like, oh, it's back, it's starting off again, your body's just gonna do what you're constantly telling it to. So make sure that you don't even think in that direction. Easier said than done, I know. You probably roll your eyes at me, but you gotta put that effort into it. For our last intention, I want to focus here on healing any secondary issues that might have popped up from this chronic pain. So it could be more physical issues, or it could just be mentally the strain that it put on you. Focus directly on your mind first a little bit, and then we'll do a second round over your body. actually want to work around you as well. So we have everything combined, the mind and the body completely recovering from not only the chronic pain but everything else that came along with it. Or of love to finish this session. I hope you feel much more relaxed and in less pain. I will see you guys in the next session. Goodbye everyone.